I'm uncomfortable. The last few years, my career has been one way. It's been good. I do feel like I've been playing it safe. I've been doing gigs the same way I've always done them. I've been doing more of them for sure. And so that's really been like the sign of success for me, is just like how more full my calendar has been. But the types of gigs and the material I'm doing and how I'm doing all of that really does feel safe. And I keep thinking about this other time in my comedy career where I was playing it safe. And it was a big change for me. It was a big growth moment for me. Was I had a big boy job. I had a marketing job that I made good money at. And I just felt like I was playing it safe. And so I left that job. I went and I got a job working in coffee as a barista. And I was making a lot less money, but I was making a lot more comedy. I was focused on the creative side, and I actually started doing the podcast again, and I was doing stand-up, and I was having some success. It was kind of this new level, because I often think of like with any creative career, there's like stairs, and you're kind of like at one stair, and then one day you just wake up and you're on the next stair. And so I felt like that was what's happened, is I left the job, I became a barista, and all of a sudden I was up another stair, or maybe a couple stairs, because I really just took the dive and I focused on comedy. So now I feel like I'm at this other turning point where I feel like I'm at this certain stair. Like I feel like, everything's good, but it's just not quite what I want. It's like I feel like what I want is just slightly out of reach of just making some decent, stable money in comedy. I feel like I need to take the big dive. I need to take both of my feet and just jump into the ocean of creative, of comedy, of what that is. And I think like the next turning point could be my special. So that's something I've been avoiding in general. And I say that in so many forms, because when I first started talking about the special was literally like 5 years ago, I feel like, because I wanted to make the TV show and I wanted to make all these other projects. And then at some point I was like, I'll film a special. And then over the last 2 years, I just started touring what I thought the special would be. And I stayed on the road longer than I should have. And then I finally did film it. And ever since I filmed it, I started avoiding editing it because it's scary. It's cringe. If it flops, it's cringe. Working on it felt cringe. But I could live in this world, like this Marvel universe, where I'm like between two worlds, where one world it's a success, one world it's a flop, but I can stay right in this black void of who knows. Who knows? It's not out yet. Who knows? But I can't stay there forever, and I do feel like it's finally time for me to kind of move away from that. And it took me a lot to get to editing the special. I just didn't want to look at it. And then finally I did the rough cut, and there was just something so relieving about that. And I actually have a picture in my phone of when I finished the rough cut in the Denver airport. And then ever since then, it just feels less scary. But I just know that I'm getting closer to it either being a success and helping my career and helping with this uncomfortable feeling, or being a flop. And that's also okay, because I did it. Either way, I should really view it as a success, because I set a goal. I set a lofty goal. I set a big goal, and I spent too much money. I spent all my money on this project, and I did it. And a lot of people have ideas of writing that novel or making that film or whatever it is, but they don't do it. They just kind of sit in that world between it being a success and being a flop. And I don't want to be there. I want to be the person that actually did the special. So if you're feeling uncomfortable or unmotivated or just sitting in that void, like with whatever creative project or creative career you're going for, I would say take a deep breath, take a step back, and look at like where you're spending time and what should you be doing, and what's that thing you're avoiding? What is it? and just do it. Just run at it, because even if you write a book and it's a bad book, you wrote a book. So just do, even if it's the worst version of it, just really lean into it. Because once you get that bad book out of the way, then there's just going to be this clarity, and you're going to be able to see what is next, or you're going to see what comes out of that, of you posting online, hey, I wrote a bad book and this is what happened. And other people are going to be like, hey, I also one time wrote a bad book, and you'll find your community that way, and you'll take the next steps. So if you're feeling a little lost, a little unmotivated, a little uncomfortable, take a moment, take a breath, and focus on that hard thing. So please comment below about the thing you're avoiding, or what the scary thing is that you just finished, or that you're currently in the middle of. And I would love to hear all about that. And please subscribe to the channel. I would love for this to grow and for us to build a community together.